The sky had been gone for 30 days. No clouds, no wind, no rain, only a great, aching emptiness stretched above the cracked earth. The rivers had turned to dust, the fields lay brittle and lifeless, and even the voices of children had grown quiet. In Timoria, a land where the rain was not merely weather but life itself, the people began to whisper in fear. They said the sky thief had returned. In the center of the parched village stood a young girl with bare feet buried in the hot dust. Her name was Amara, the daughter of the last Rainmaker. The sun scorched her skin, but her dark eyes shimmered with something the drought could not steal, stormlight. She clutched the copper rain drum her father had once used to summon the clouds. It felt heavy in her hands, not from weight, but from the memories it carried. She whispered into the wind, "If no one brings back the sky, I will." Timoria had always been a place of wonder. Baobab trees stood like ancient guardians, their roots tangled deep in the earth's secrets. Legends lived in every gust of wind, every shadow of cloud, every ripple of water. For generations, the Rainmakers had been the bridge between the earth and the heavens, chosen by the gods to call the rains when the land thirsted. But that bridge had been broken. Amara's father had vanished during the season of the black moon, and with him went the rains. The elders told her not to be foolish, that the sky thief was no man but a spirit older than the mountains, a being whose hunger for power had once emptied the skies for 100 years. To face him, they warned, is to walk into the storm of death. Still, Amara's dreams would not let her rest. Every night, she heard thunder rolling somewhere beyond the horizon, though no clouds marked the sky. One night, the sound grew so loud it pulled her from sleep. She followed it through the silent village, past the last huts, to the edge of the great dune. There, half buried in sand, sat a withered figure clutching a sack. The sack was strange. Its surface seemed to ripple like water, and from its seams spilled a faint light, like sunlight trapped in cloth. The figure lifted his head, and his eyes glowed pale blue. His voice was dry as wind over bone. "Looking for this?" he asked, loosening the sack. Inside, Amara saw the impossible, the sky itself, folded and bound, its stars winking weakly, its clouds drifting in miniature. The sky thief grinned. "Bring me the heart of the mountain, girl, and perhaps I will let your people see rain again." The heart of the mountain. Even in stories, it was said to be more precious than life itself, a living ember of creation guarded by stone spirits, encased in winds that could strip flesh from bone. No one who sought it had ever returned, but Amara knew she had no choice. At first light, she set out from the village. Mosi, her childhood friend, refused to let her go alone. He was quick with a joke and quicker with his spear, though his laughter was often a shield for the fear he would not admit. They were joined by Ebo, a hornbill who claimed to have once been a man, cursed by the gods for stealing a golden mango from their table. Whether his story was true or not, Ebo's sharp tongue and sharper eyes would prove useful. Their path took them into the forest of whispers, where the trees spoke in riddles and paths curved back upon themselves like snakes swallowing their tails. It was Mosi who guessed the right answer to the forest's question, "What drinks but is never thirsty?" And the trees parted for them. They crossed the river without water, where ghostly fish leapt through the air, and each one whispered a memory of rain as it passed. They climbed the cliff of forgotten names, holding tightly to one another so the wind would not steal their memories. Along the way, Amara began to piece together the truth. Her father had not abandoned them. He had gone after the sky thief himself, carrying the same copper drum she now bore. But he had never returned. And the drum, it was not simply an instrument. It was a key to the heavens, able to unlock the bond between earth and sky. At last, they reached the sacred mountain. At its peak, deep within a chamber of living stone, they found it, the heart of the mountain. It was not a jewel, but a great glowing ember, each pulse of light sending a tremor through the ground. As Amara stepped forward, the mountain roared, and the stone guardians awoke. Towering beings of rock, their eyes glowed with molten fire, and their steps shook the chamber. One boulder crashed down, trapping Mosi beneath it. Ebo fluttered desperately to pull him free. The heart was within Amara's reach, but she froze. If she took it now, she could flee before the guardian struck again, but Mosi might not survive. In that moment, she heard her father's voice, distant but steady as rolling thunder. A rainmaker does not choose between the sky and the earth. She serves both. She raised the copper drum and struck it with all her strength. The sound was not just heard, it was felt. It rippled through the air, deep and resonant, making the very mountain pause. The guardian stilled. The heart pulsed once, twice, and then lifted itself into her hands as though it had been waiting for her all along. They returned to the great dune under a blood-red sunset. The sky thief was waiting, sack in hand, his grin like a crack in the world. "Give it to me," he hissed. But Amara did not hand him the heart. Instead, she struck her drum again. The sound merged with the heart's light, bursting from her hands in a great wave. The sack split open, and the sky unrolled above them, vast, endless, and free. Clouds bloomed, stars flared, and rain poured down in great silver sheets. The sky thief shrieked as the water touched him, dissolving into mist before vanishing completely. The rain soaked the thirsty earth. Rivers swelled, the fields drank deeply, and laughter returned to the voices of Temoria's people. The elders named Amara Rainmaker, not because she had stolen the sky, but because she had learned what her father had always known. The sky is not ours to keep. It is a gift to share. From that day forward, the copper drum never left her side. She kept it not as a weapon, but as a promise. And when the clouds gathered over Temoria, the people knew their Rainmaker was watching, guarding the bond between earth and sky, between the people and the gods. And sometimes, when the first drops of rain kissed the ground, Amara thought she could hear her father's voice in the thunder, proud and eternal.